Greetings, seekers after enlightenment. Yes, it's the Irish fella. And I'm just jumping out here to share one of my adventures with you. Now, you get to see me crack the seal on this. No, a Renaissance man does not drink swill. So, I feel that operating as a teacher is one of the things I do that helps me fulfill my karma. And I've been known to be occasionally effective. But I also feel, especially when you're talking about an intense philosophy such as ours, besides, like the man said back in the day, you can't just talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk too. Here's to living your best life, gentlemen. So, I personally feel that it is important for you to lead by personal example. And I had an experience happen to me early this morning. And those of you who may think I'm lying and I'm pulling this whole deal out of my ass, you know I got zero fear of being doxxed. Look it up on Facebook, Anthony R. Sims. I got nothing to hide, and I'm easy to find if you want to start something. Regardless, being retired not only means that I have zero fear of being doxxed, I'm pretty much completely off schedule. So, I have zero problem with getting up, and once I get moving, last night I woke up, it was 1 o'clock. I said, yeah, it's a good time to hit the gym. So, I took off in the truck, had stopped by a convenience store to pick up a little liquid refreshment to help me enjoy the hot box at the gym. So, I pull up, and there's a blonde there. And she's not too tall. Long hair, but it's pinned up. But a big old bubble ass. Now, quite frankly, unless I'm really in the mood, that it was a little too much ass for me, but it was a hell of a show. So, I watch this act walk into the store, and then I go in, I get a beer, I'm going to get a candy bar, and in the back of my mind, I'll admit it, I was so highly impressed by the display, I was thinking about going up to her and saying something. Now, I didn't openly stare where she could see me because the policy I follow, which I've said before, is admire from a distance and ignore up close. And that's what I did. But it just so happened, as You know, I go all the way to the back of the store, which isn't all that big, for a beer. I'm on my way forward again, and I see her, you know, she's standing at the counter, and she made a point of hopping just a little bit to make her ass bounce. I saw that, and suddenly the scales started to tip the other way. And I went up and assumed the position, you know, waiting for, you know, the next customer. And if it's a woman, I make a point of not looking in their direction until they're completely out of the store. And I remember saying to the male clerk, you know, that was quite, you know, quite good looking, but it's not worth the effort. You know, I said, you know, back in the day, I might have been on that like a hobo on a ham sandwich, but not now. And, yes, as far as the verification goes, yeah, check me on Facebook about 2 o'clock this morning. I posted a location at Johnny's Fit Club, and I said, this proves the choice I made. Now, at the time, you know, it was instinct, really. But as I thought about it today, I realized it was a perfect storm test of monk mode. It's a reminder that we have to keep, you know, even though it sounds so boring and pedantic that it's almost a cliche, we've got to keep telling ourselves those phrases like, you are only one blowjob away from the plantation. And I thought about it, and you know, sometimes things will go through my mind in a flash, and I make my decision, and then when I go back, I can see what happened, and it's like, I thought about it, and it's like, I did a whole bunch of theoretical questions in my head. Not necessarily what would I say, because I admitted, you know, I don't have the greatest social skills with the intent of impressing a woman. And hell, even when I was in the mood, I never was the type to just hit it and quit it. I mean, even a friendship, even acquaintance that we've met a time or two and know a little about each other. It's like I have always needed that sort of bond with another person other than just sex. And, you know, thinking about it, my mind went through all the possibilities, including having to bring her to my place and an instant rejection of that. And all of this went on in the background, and my subconscious just gave me the conclusion, no, turn away. But it just goes to show you how easily I could have fallen into that trap. Even me, a man who's been celibate for 3 years. I was that close. But the thing that, as I continued my analysis, here's the thing that turned the corner for me. Now, I will admit, if I had just strolled up to the counter like normal, and she had turned to me and said something, I would have responded, and maybe it would have been off to the races. But because she made a deliberate act to use her sexuality rather than her intellect, she poisoned the well. Sorry, Missy, that is not the only metric I want to use to interact with you. See, that is why you women are finally realizing something is wrong. What happened to that loving and nurturing spirit you used to have? I know what happened to it. It's been replaced by one that is predatory. Lamprey, succubus, vulture. That's what you are now. When the system and other women make it not only possible for you to destroy men's lives with a lie, but escape with zero consequences, why would any rational man want to get with you? The more I understand female nature, the more I love my waifu. So, brothers, I'm going to stop wasting your time. I just wanted to share that little point with you and say that there is a struggle going on with every man to fight his inner nature and to fight the system. And I am certainly not immune to that. I just hope that as every teacher hopes his student will surpass him, I hope you young bloods who are listening to this red pill wisdom remember and pass it on yourselves, so you do not fall into the same trap. And remember, I do not condemn any red pill man who wants to get into a relationship. I only want him to be aware of the risk and reward. Now the choice for me is clear. Monk for life. If you're young, you may not be able to handle that. And I do not condemn you because you have a hardwired biological urge. I have the same urge and I fight it every day. And for a while, I'm succeeding. But believe me, that there is a bright future that I'm looking forward to. So, brothers, remember, as Mike the MGTOW Man says, no retreat, no surrender. What are you going to retreat for? They're just going to advance and take up more of your rights. There's no surrender. Why? You'll just be thrown under the bus a little sooner. I will die on my feet rather than live on my knees. MGTOW for life. Peace out.